Hello, and welcome to Behind the Baton, a conversation with past and present UB band directors. My name is Tyler Bauer. I'm an Associate Director of Advancement here at the University of Buffalo. As some of you are aware, this year is UB Marching Band's centennial anniversary. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get together in person because of some unforeseen circumstances, but the show must go on. With us today are three marching band directors spanning a legacy of 60 years. First, we have Frank Cipolla. Next is Mark Flynn. And last but not least is Jim Mauck. During each of your tenures at UB, paint the picture of what it was like when you started at UB as the band director.
One of the first things we had to do, I had to plan a trip to Boston because the football team hadn't beat Boston University, I don't know how, wouldn't it be years or something. And lots of faculty and everybody wanted to go to Boston, and we're going to have a band go with us too and all that, you know. Guess what? Buffalo won. They hadn't beat Boston University, but they beat them. And the first thing I did, I got my bullhorn, and the band was sitting over on the side, you know, at the end of the game. I got them all on the field, and they knew where they had to go on the field in their positions. And we ran the band up and down the field, I don't know how many times.
I just want to give kudos to Mark, because Mark really did set me up where I had all the big instruments that I needed, because we know that's usually the biggest thing we as band directors need is the sousaphones and the baritones and the mellophones and all that. Yeah. And he had bought quality equipment. I also had uniforms. Mm-hmm. So Mark, maybe you want to speak real quick about how you guys got the uniforms going, because that was a big deal.
All we had to do in that first year was to show that we could put a band on the field. That's all we had to do. And we did that. And all these people wanted this to happen. And then Student Affairs stepped in and got that first set of uniforms for us. And I don't know how it was worked out. There were some people that said, this is a good thing for the university.
Jim, why don't you share a little bit more about kind of what, ever since 2002 to now, you know, what's the evolution been like?
If you look at where we're at now, I think we grew hand in hand with how athletics was going. As you well know, athletics record was not very stellar to start, football-wise. So as they grew, we grew. As they succeeded, our success was kind of tied in with that. I inherited Mark's fantastic students. You know, they were here doing things. They were here building it out. They were here with the enthusiasm, saying, hey, what do we do here? What do we do here? So what we did is we pretty much built out traditions, many of which Mark had started, many of which Frank had started, to build these students back into reconnecting them into the university, into that big push forward. We had difficult years. We always do. I mean, we as band directors know how that goes. It's kind of like an ebb and flow. But the one thing that never changed was the enthusiasm of the students that were in the band.
The students are the ones that make it. And if you're doing things that the students come into and accept and want to be a part of, you've got something going for you.
We had a lot of students that really, really wanted that marching band, but not all the students had marching band experience. They were musicians. They were concert band musicians. They were talked into, yeah, we've got to have this. We've got to have this. And so there were a few students that were very strong, and they became student leaders.
Jim, I know recently we had an opportunity to have some students interact with some of the alums from the 60s.
So one of our alums, a percussionist, came in and chatted with the band and was able to play with the drum line. And I think the most important thing that was shared was his passion for his time in the band, and how 40 years later, he's still as passionate, if not more.
This year, we were hoping to have everyone together to celebrate this centennial, but obviously due to unforeseen circumstances, we couldn't do it. But when we're trying to get people back for the fall of 2021, What is it going to be like interacting with people you might not have seen in a long time?
They just take to it, and they become a group again, and they might not even remember the whole name of somebody, but they remember the person, and they remember what they did, and they remember the ups and downs maybe of those years you were together.
Jim, one of the things you had mentioned earlier on was a little bit more of a concentrated effort to build an endowment for the marching band. It's been going well. It's been fun interacting with lots of alumni from the 60s, 70s, 80s, just talking about this new initiative. Why should someone support the marching band?
We're the musical ambassadors for the school. Everybody sees us. Everybody hears us. These are students that are deserving of the recognition for what they do and how they do it. And I think the endowment will, as we go forward, give them that permanency. Music is life in many ways. So getting that experience back together for everyone, I think is my ultimate goal for the fall. Providing that opportunity for us once again to get together, and all of us to get together once again and share our musical talents with the UB community.
Thank you, gentlemen, for all your time. This was great to hear more about your time with the marching band and also kind of hearing your thoughts on it. Thank you.